Hi, welcome to Easy Mill Express. In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to cut this part out of a plate. We're going to use tabs so that the part doesn't fall off into the cutter. And we're going to assume the clamp locations. I mean, you can definitely bring in STL files that represent your clamps and include those in the simulation for collision detection. So let's start with our plate. We'll go to World on Model. We'll pick the top of the part for our coordinate system placement and our tool touch off in the center of the plate, and we're going to create the plate using create stock surface. Now, the perimeter of the part, the X is 3.25. We're going to add an inch and 3 inches on Y, and we'll leave the Z at 1/4 of an inch. There's a sub plate so that we can drill into for the through holes and for the outside contour. I'll start with the tabs. So let's begin with a contour. Smart Click is active. That's represented by the wand. Select one face and EasyCam chains all the faces together that make up that contour. Now if I click on the screen again, it removes those from the operation. If I hit the Shift key, I can pick surfaces individually and machine just those areas. I'm going to hit Smart Click again, and all is chained. So if I verify, let's change our cutter diameter to 1/4 of an inch. Depth is 0. Now because their surfaces are through with no floor, it gives us an additional depth so that we cut that completely. Let's leave a 50 thousandths height of our tabs. So I'll go with 0.2 inches. You can see that we're stopping. Now maybe 200 thousandths is a lot of material to take at once. So let's add a step of 50 thousandths. Maybe a practical strategy would be to do a helix around the part. We'll just change that to Z helical. As you can see in the graphics, it works like a corkscrew. There's our start point up here, and comes around and spirals to depth. Now to create the tabs, now let's go with 0.3 for depth. We don't need a step. Now we'll go to the background using the advanced button. Here we have more features. We'll go to cycle data. We'll make 4 tabs and we'll have a width of 125. Let's change the spline tolerance. Do the same up here for the contour. That just gives us a finer finish. Okay, there are our tabs. Let's simulate that. Now using that 1/4 inch tool, we'll cut the center pocket, the larger pocket, select the floor, and because we have a bottom floor, EasyCam knows where to stop, so I'm just going to change the depth to 0. We'll use high-speed machining, verify that. So the tool starts in the center and works its way outward in a spiral up against the walls. Now it feeds straight into the work. Let's go with a plunge option. We'll change this to helix. The radius, let's go with 0.1. And the pitch every revolution, let's go 30 thousandths. There's our helix. So that's a practical approach. Now everything else is a drilled hole. I'll start us off with the smaller hole. SmartClick finds all the holes of the same diameter. This would be tool number 2. So this button here calculates the diameter of the hole. 0 for depth. EasyCam looks at the surface walls. Change this to a drill. Drill tip angle of 118 degrees. So that EasyCam feeds enough through the part to get the tip all the way through. As you can see here, create a second drill operation. We'll use these holes. There's 4 of them. Calculate diameter. Tool number 3. Now, as you can see, there's a change in color. For each tool number, or each tool, EasyCam changed the color in simulation. Helps you to keep track of what's machining what. Okay, now it's time to get rid of those tabs. So I have to create a boundary curve. Then I have to trim so that we machine just the tabs. So let's go here. Okay, so I need to create, I'd say we'll give it a little bit of an overlap, come in, then wrap it over to the next tab. So the way I'm going to do that, it's a little bit of work. We'll go with a silhouette boundary curve. Put a window over our part. And it picks up all the edges. Make things easier to work with. I'm going to hide blank all surfaces and geometry. And let's just hide those right there. I'm going to select that curve. So we'll go select curves. Go to work step, define path. Come all the way down to generate geometry. Go to work step. And we're going to delete all links. So our curve is still there. It's still alive. We can change the way that curve looks up here on this control tab. But now I got to shorten it up for the tabs. So we'll verify again. So we're going to use trim and extend. We're going to click on this edge of the line. We'll come back to about here. Then I'll just go in and delete, just cleaning it up a little bit, get rid of the geometry I don't need. So remember that curve was still active. I didn't delete it, I just cleared the links. So I'm going to go to linear move. Now I want to pick the end and over here so I get exact snapping. So we'll snap to all. There's my line. We're going to wrap it over to this point here. Okay, now we've created our curve. So now we create a contour. We don't do anything with SmartClick. We're back to our tool number 1. The depth we'll leave at 0.3. So at this time you would reposition your clamps to clamp the actual part itself. And you would adjust your rapid to go over those clamps, so 2 inches above. I would have done that with the other operations as well. So now we're going to add, go to work step, select curves, and we're going to add that to this operation. Verify. Let's show everything. Let's go edit, unblank all. Preview. All right, and that completes it. You just go to verify, post, select your post processor. Right now I don't have one, so I'm going to go add CNC. I'm going to go to the C drive, EasyCam W, EasyCam X33. Go to, let's see, mill-inch post. And for this, I would select maybe the FANUC, which is a common control. To get rid of this question mark, you just hit remove CNC. All right, and hit your post button. Now that we selected the post button becomes active, and you'll produce your G-code for your machine. Well, thank you for watching.